It started with a smile she thought I didn't notice. A little half-smirk she wore whenever her phone lit up late at night. At first I told myself I was imagining things. We'd been married 4 years. Ups and downs were natural. But something about the way she guarded her phone, how she tilted the screen away from me, made my stomach knot. Her name is Clara. My wife. My partner, or so I thought. One Friday evening, she came into the kitchen while I was prepping dinner. She was dressed up, not just casual nice, but hair perfect, perfume on, high heels kind of dressed up. "I'm going out tonight," she said casually, sliding on her earrings. "Oh?" I glanced up from the cutting board. "Where to?" She hesitated for just a fraction of a second before saying, "Dinner with Daniel. Daniel." Her ex I froze. "Your ex? Since when do you two have dinner?" She laughed lightly, too lightly. "Don't be jealous. It's just dinner. We're adults. We can have a meal without it meaning something." The knife in my hand pressed harder into the cutting board. I forced myself to stay calm. "Clara, you're my wife. Having dinner with your ex without telling me until the last second doesn't exactly scream respect." She rolled her eyes. "You're overreacting. It's just food. Don't make this into drama." And with that, she grabbed her purse, blew a quick kiss into the air, not at me, just into the room, and left. I stood there, listening to the sound of her heels fade, the slam of the door echoing through the empty house. My chest burned, not just with jealousy, but with betrayal. She didn't even care how it looked. I didn't sleep that night. I waited, watched the clock tick past midnight, then 1 a.m., then 2. She finally stumbled in at 2:37 a.m., perfume stronger now, her hair messy, lipstick faintly smudged. She didn't even bother explaining. She just whispered, "Good night," and went straight to bed. That was the moment I knew. She wasn't just having dinner. The next morning she tried to act normal, making coffee, humming a tune, scrolling her phone at the table like nothing happened. I watched her carefully, every gesture rehearsed, every smile a lie. "I might head out again later," she said casually, not even meeting my eyes. I nodded slowly. "Sure, go wherever you want." What she didn't notice was the small envelope already tucked into my jacket pocket, the locksmith's receipt from the night before. While she was gone, I had called a 24-hour service, changed the locks, reset the code, took back control. I wasn't going to beg for her loyalty anymore. That afternoon, she left again, all dolled up. I didn't ask where. She didn't offer. I spent the evening packing a few of her things into neat boxes, just enough so she'd get the message. By 11 p.m., I was in bed, lights off, waiting. At 2 a.m. sharp, I heard her heels on the porch. Then the rattle of keys. Once, twice, again, louder, desperate. The lock didn't turn. "Babe?" She called through the door, her voice a little frantic. "The key isn't working." "Did something happen to the lock?" I stayed silent. She tried again, rattling harder now. "Open up, it's freezing out here." Still nothing. Finally, her voice cracked angry now. "What the hell is going on?" I walked to the door, leaned close enough for her to hear me through the wood, and said evenly, "You said it was just dinner with your ex. You told me not to be jealous. So why don't you ask him to give you a place to sleep tonight?" The silence on the other side was deafening. Then a choked sob. "Wait, please, it's not what you think. Let me in, I'll explain everything. But explanations at 2 a.m. after smudged lipstick and sneaking around don't matter." I took a deep breath, steadied my voice, and delivered the final blow. "This was your choice, Clara. You chose him every time you lied, every time you walked out that door. And now I'm choosing myself. You don't live here anymore." Her cries grew louder, fists pounding on the door, but I didn't waver. I went back to bed, pulled the covers over my shoulders, and let her screams fade into the night. The next morning, she was gone. The porch was empty, her boxes untouched. My phone buzzed with messages I didn't read, voicemails I didn't return. By noon, I had called a lawyer. Clara wanted me to believe dinner with her ex was harmless. But when your wife comes home at 2 a.m. smelling like another man and laughs at your pain, you don't wait for more proof. You take back your dignity. And for me, that started with a simple truth. The next morning, her key didn't fit.